See what I did there? Because it's a YouTube video and you're kind of used to seeing me in other types of videos. Anyways, hi, I'm Chessie Ray, and you probably know me from the adult entertainment industry, my main platform being the Hub. And what I'm going to be talking about in today's video is a question I'm frequently asked: how to get into the adult industry. We're going to go over how to sign up for the model payment program, how you can potentially get views, earn money, and basically make something of yourself on the Hub. Now, before we even get started, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. 1, do I want this? 2, can I handle this? And 3, do I have self-respect? If the answer is no, or you're even hesitating on one of these questions, this video probably isn't for you, and you probably won't be successful in the industry. Now, the reason I say this is because ultimately, the key to success is having a goal and having a drive to achieve that goal. Guys, I know I sound like a whoops, sorry, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. Guys, I know I sound like a flippin' sign you read on the side of a bus, strive, achieve, be a goal-getter, you got this. But the reality is, this is like any other goal you have in life. You need to want it, and you need to put in the work to make it happen. Yeah, there's people out there that produce 1 or 2 videos, put them out there, and they might take off. But what I'm here to help you with is keeping a consistency and building a fan base, so you're not just a one-hit wonder. So really ask yourself, do you want this? And with the second question, can I handle this? Some of you might be like, yeah, I'm good in bed, I got a good body, what's so hard about it? Well, there's much more to this industry than some think. And the harsh reality about it is being a part of the adult industry is quite taboo. And you need to walk into that knowing that, yeah, you might have a different identity on camera, but that doesn't hide the fact that your friends or family might find out. And if you can't handle that, don't put yourself in that position. Now, I know I sound harsh, and I'm not trying to come off like that, but trust me, I've been there, and it sucks. And I would never advise somebody to join this industry unless they think they can handle that, because once it's out there, it'll always be out there. And finally, self-respect. In my opinion, the most important of the 3 questions, because how do you expect someone to respect you if you can't even respect yourself? Push yourself, but don't put yourself in a situation that you aren't comfortable with. And most importantly, remember, there is nothing wrong with being a part of the adult industry. You are allowed to make your own choices. This is your life. So don't care what anybody says. If you want to make adult content, go for it. And personally, that's all I feel you need to know about getting started in this industry. No, you don't need to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on a nice camera, audio, lighting. It helps, and well, we'll get to that later. But you don't need it. Heck, when I started out, I was filming with an outdated Android phone, which I kept propped up on a pillow on my bed. If you have the drive, you can do this. Okay, so let's get started. Basically, in the adult entertainment industry, there's 2 routes you can take. You can be a professional model, or you can be, in my case, an amateur model. And either way, you can choose whatever you want to do. Personally, I am an amateur model, and I love that, but ultimately, it's up to you. Now, I can't give you as much information about being a professional model. All I know in both cases, you come up with a stage name, you come up with a persona, it's your own brand, that's what you have to offer. As a professional model, you are working for other companies, you sign contracts with them, you decide this is a company I want to work for, they want to shoot you, you go off, it's like a job. You wake up, you work for them, you get paid, and that's it. Whereas an amateur model, you're in full control. It's like you're your own boss. I have full control over what I'm shooting, who I'm shooting with, when I'm shooting, the whole 9 yards. I am in control of editing, and basically, as an amateur model, you're doing everything yourself, but I just feel like that's a better route to take. So this video is going to be based off of being an amateur model and how to get into that. So signing up for the Hub is relatively easy. You make an account and you come up with a screen name. My name is Chessie Ray, so obviously I made my username Chessie Ray, and there you go, you have an account. Now, anybody who wants to interact on the site, whether you're posting videos or any type of content, you need to have an account. If you are just a fan who likes to watch videos and you want to comment on things or interact somehow and message people, you also will need an account. Basically, any sort of interaction needs an account. And if you want to get paid, that's another step. Basically, to do that, you need to sign up for the model payment program, which also is relatively easy. Now, when you sign up for the model payment program, it's a second step of verification you need to do. You're going to need to obviously give the site some information about you. I promise that it is 100% safe and they're not going to do anything with your information. From there, you come up with a stage name. I highly, highly suggest that it is not your real name. I don't know anybody who would use their real name, but there are people out there that would. So you come up with a stage name, and from there on out, you tell the site basically that you want to join the site, and you will have to give them some of your bank information so they can ultimately pay you. And then you have to provide ID and you have to sign some agreements, basically so they know that you are a real person and it is your real content. What they will ask of you is to provide an ID, a written consent, and they will also ask for a picture of you holding up. When I signed up, it was holding up a sign with my username, and any other performers in your videos, they're going to ask for agreements from them, and you're going to have to provide a picture of your ID up against your face. It's a very secure process, which somebody might be like, wow, that's a lot to go through, but personally, I prefer it that way. For a site like this, you want them to take extreme measurements to know that you are a real person, it is your content, so I'm 100% for that. And signing up for the model payment program, there is an option to use a referral code or a referral link that is basically just signing up saying this is how I found out about it was through this model. So I'm going to put my code right here on the side of the screen, and I also will link below if I can. I don't know yet. I'm still used to this whole YouTube thing and what I can and cannot post. So if I can, I will put my reference link below. So if you are signing up, please, please, please help a girl out and sign up using my referral link. Anyways, after that, after you got everything situated, it is just waiting to get verified. It shouldn't take that long. In the meantime, you can set up your account, set up a profile picture, a cover picture, interact with some people, follow people, subscribe to people. Just get used to the site before you start making any changes or anything. And once you're verified, you're all set to go. You have joined the model payment program and you can start posting. So a lot of you might ask, well, how do I start making money? So the way the hub works, I caught myself there. The way the hub works is you are paid 64 cents every 1,000 views. You're like, that might not be a lot of money. Well, just wait. You gotta produce a lot of videos, a lot of content that users are gonna wanna see, and if you do well, your videos will accumulate lots of views, hence making more money. So, like I was saying, 64 cents per every 1,000 views. To clear things up, if I have a video and it has 1,000 views, there I've earned my first 64 cents. Now, the hub isn't going to just pay you 64 cents. The way they work is you get your first ever payout after you make your first $100. So that 64 cents will sit in your account, and once you have reached $100 worth of views, then you'll get your first payout. Now, they pay monthly. They're great about it. It is 100% discreet, so it won't pop up on your bank statement as, oh, this adult content website. They're very good about that, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. Now, here's where your first hurdle comes in. To get a consistent payout and to be making money every month, you need to keep your views up. I know a lot of users just like to post and almost spam the site with a bunch of videos that they don't take the time to sit down and edit and make a good video, and they're like, oh, if I just release 10 plus videos, obviously I'm gonna generate a bunch of views, therefore I'll be making money. In a way, yes, obviously that works, but what I think the best solution to do is, instead of taking baby steps and just doing that, is to produce some good content. Take time to really make a video that people are gonna wanna watch. I said you don't need the best lighting, and I said that you don't need a nice camera or something like that, but definitely produce content that isn't grainy, some content you'd send to a boy over Snapchat or something. Actually take the time to do this. And what I mean by that is, figure out what angles look best on you, play around with the camera a bit. Natural lighting is definitely key. I would suggest shooting somewhere where there is a lot of open light, and in some people's cases they don't have that, where they have a window or a door or some sort of natural light coming in. So in that case, yes, maybe you will need to go out and get a light, but you can make it work. Personally, I think one good video compared to a bunch of little videos that you have actually taken the time to know your angles, whether you're doing it solo or whether you're doing it with a partner, one good video that you just put the effort into. It doesn't have to be like, please don't, just be yourself. Do not fake it. People will tell if you're faking it. People will tell if you're just doing it for whatever reason. Just be authentic, be yourself, work your angles, find out. You can learn a lot about yourself from filming adult content. Personally, I feel like one good video that you took the time to put the work into has so much more potential. And that's my goal here, is I'm gonna go big. I'm not gonna tell you just produce videos and hope that you'll somehow take off. No, I'm gonna show you how you can take off. You need a fan base, you need subscribers to build that up and to get more views. And basically, you are starting fresh. Interact with the people that take interest in your content. Reply to comments, message people. This is the beginning of your fan base that you are developing. Go for it, see what other people like, interact. As a content creator, you really aren't successful without the fans. If you really think about it, they are your backbone. You have to interact with them. I love talking to my fans, and I love almost even building a relationship with them, because ultimately they are the reason you are where you are. I could take all the time in the world, I could put the hours in, I could film the best content, but it wouldn't mean anything without the fans. They are the reason you are so successful in any platform you're on. They have taken an interest in you, and you need to show them that you have that appreciation towards them. The main key to getting subscribers is you really want to get your videos featured. Getting featured is when your video appears on the front page of the hub. Now, the way that works is the hub picks 60 videos per day to feature. So if you don't get featured today, there's a chance you could get featured tomorrow and the next day. I really wouldn't worry about that. It also is based off an algorithm. So none of the videos that are featured are hand-picked. There are ways, though, that you can boost your chance of getting featured. I will talk about that in a second. But a main reason as to why you want to get featured, especially somebody who is new to the site, is because that is your foot in the door. You have now accumulated all that exposure, and you're going to start drawing in a bunch of new fans and subscribers because you have that type of exposure. Especially, like I said earlier, if you are taking the time to make videos that people want to see, they're definitely going to subscribe to you, and they're definitely going to want to see more content from you. The things that they look for is they say good quality videos, which, yes, it doesn't have to be 4K crisp videos. As long as the lighting is good and, you can recognize what's going on camera, that's good quality enough. You want to take the time to produce high quality videos, yes, do that, but I would suggest just getting out there, getting a fan base, doing all that. Another way to get featured is the video has to be over 5 minutes long. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen videos on the front page that are only a couple seconds to a couple minutes long, definitely under 5 minutes. Like I said, it's an algorithm. They don't handpick it. So, you could get featured, but compared to all the other videos that are over 5 minutes long, you have such less of a chance. Whereas if you are producing videos that are good quality, like I said, and over 5 minutes long, you have such a higher chance of getting featured. Another way to get featured is if you start generating more views. And like I said, you're starting off fresh. How the hell am I gonna generate more views when I have no subscribers? Interact, make friends, produce content that people are going to want to see, and they're going to keep going back to your page. It is letting the site know that this person people are taking interest in. It's going to give you a higher chance of getting featured on that front page because the site is seeing people are taking interest in this person's content. It's going to put it right there on the front page. Now, when you get featured, they feature 60 models per day on the site. So if you don't get featured today, you'll get featured tomorrow. Now, you might have a video that gets featured and it might not blow up and take off as much as you wanted it to, but that is your foot in the door. When you get a video featured, especially if you are a newcomer to the site, you are going to draw in so many subscribers. But you are only going to drive in subscribers if they like your content. So that's where interacting with the fans comes in, sees what people want to see what people who are following you and subscribe to you are liking about your videos. Definitely base your videos off what you do best. Everybody's got a niche, especially a niche. For example, me, Chessie Ray, it seems like a lot of people like how skinny I am with a bigger bust. That seems to be my forte. So I always try and focus my videos around that. Again, don't keep it fake, be real. You need to have that real, authentic side of you as well. So that's my niche. That's what I like to go for. Just the beginning of your journey on the hub is definitely just playing it by ear and seeing what people like, finding out what content you produce works, what content you produce doesn't work. Definitely developing a niche. There's a niche for everything. Don't worry about having that picture perfect body. You don't need that. There is a calling for everything. You have nice feet, foot fetishes. Some people like taller people. Some people like shorter people. Sexual orientations. There's definitely a calling for anything. So that's where you come in and develop a fan base based around the niche that you have to offer and producing content, so those people with those types of fetishes will discover you. And like I said, getting featured on the main page and the hottest videos page definitely helps it. One thing that I've noticed is when you are featured, you get featured once. Like I said, there's 60 models a day that gets featured. You get featured once, it pops up on the front page for everybody on the hub to see. If you have a video that's doing very well after it's been featured, it's going to pop up on the hottest videos page, and it's just going to keep coming up when people click on the front page. And it's not going to be there forever. That's why you produce a lot of videos. You start gaining revenue towards those videos. You start gaining an audience, and your content is going to pop up more. And I know that, somebody might be saying, oh, this is just easy, you lucked out with that. But it really isn't. It's discovering what content you can produce that looks good, that people enjoy. Definitely interact with the fans. Build a fan base, Who's going to remember that one video they clicked on about a year ago? Not a lot of people, but they might remember that video if they remember the person behind it. Oh, I like this person. They seem to have a great, social media presence. That's another big thing. Just make sure that you're being consistent on social media as well, because some people aren't going to be checking the hub or any adult sites as often as they would regular social media. Face it, with the year we're in now, everybody lives on social media and everybody is constantly on that every single day. So if somebody is following you on a media like Instagram or Twitter, they're going to see your posts regularly. And if you post about, hey, I have a new video coming up, or, go check this video out, they're going to see it, and that's going to drive them to go to the hub where they're not going to be checking that normally. You can get on Instagram, you can get on Reddit, you can get on Twitter. Twitter is a big one because Twitter allows uncensored content on there, whereas Instagram and some of these other, Instagram, Facebook, they don't allow uncensored content. So if you get on these sites, build a platform on your social media that's going to drive the traffic right to your initial channel on the hub. I feel like another key point to having your video stand out is the thumbnail, and I feel like a lot of people brush that one off, But if you really think about it, when somebody's scrolling through the hub, the first thing that they are seeing besides the name of the video is the thumbnail. That is the picture that is going to show them this is what's all in the video. So it really needs to represent the video. I'm not saying that the title doesn't either, but come on, think about it. When you're looking for a certain type of video, what is the first thing that catches your eye? The thumbnail. Which thumbnail on this list of pages that I'm scrolling through, I know we've all been there, which thumbnail is sticking out? And that's the one that's going to catch your eye. And you have to be able to represent what your video is about just by that thumbnail. If you are going to take the time to put the effort into any type of visual quality about your video, definitely the thumbnail. That's what's sticking out. That is the first thing that they're going to see. Make it good. Have it be eye-catching. Do something, catch the moment in the video that you think is the hottest. What part of your body or what is the most interesting, make that be the thumbnail. And another thing is, keep it original too. Don't have it look like all the other thumbnails that you see on all these other videos. Have something that's different for a change. Somebody's going to click on that because they're not used to seeing a thumbnail in that perspective. Another tip would be to have some sort of variety in your videos. I know after a while of producing videos, you're probably like, okay, I really can't think of what else that I'd want to post. But if you really think about it, like, even changing your wardrobe goes a long way. Like, you could be filming the same positions, the same background. If you change your wardrobe in the slightest way, let's say I'm dressed up as a schoolgirl one video, and then the next video I do the same exact thing basically, but I start off wearing maybe like a bikini, or I'm wearing like thigh-high socks or something like that. It really is going to change the whole dynamic of the video. And definitely come up with ideas. Don't just follow the flow. One thing that I see, I've seen quite often that models do, and I really don't understand it, is they'll kind of almost steal ideas from other models based off, like, if a model is starting to do well and her ranking's starting to go up and she's starting to get certain videos featured. I've seen people that will do the same exact type of video down to the T, where they're even naming the video the same as these other models' videos and like recreating that thumbnail. I don't get why people do that, and don't do that. Be original. Don't follow. You can't make something of yourself in this industry if you're just going to copy other models, or you're going to do this is what I think people want to see. People who really take off in this industry have originality, and you need to be original, and you need to come up with the ideas yourself. It really isn't that hard. Just get to thinking one day, and there's a lot you can do, especially if you got the camera out and you're just playing around with it. You're not even filming something for the hub. You're just filming just to get ideas. That definitely helps a lot. Another thing when uploading a video is you are allowed a set limit of tags you can tag your video under. What that is it's basically like a hashtag. You're going to tag your video describing what's going on or what the viewer would see when they clicked on it. For example, a blonde girl might tag her video as blonde girl. Muscular guy might tag his video as muscular guy. Ebony. There's a bunch of different tags to choose from. But the reason why this is such a key point is because it is another form of exposure, and you want to take advantage of that the best you can, because a user is going to be searching the hub. They want a specific type of video they're looking for. If your video is that type of video and you have it tagged as that, they're most likely going to click on your video. You also want to be honest with it and accurately describe your tags. For example, if I was to post something that I shot in the third person perspective, I'm not going to tag it POV, because that's just a waste of a tag if you really think about it. If somebody is looking for a POV video and my video that was shot from the third person perspective pops up, they're not going to click on that. They're looking for a specific type of video, and you just tagged your video something that doesn't even pertain to that. They're not going to want to watch that. So, like I said, it's a waste of a tag. One thing that you can do is you can check the different types of tags that are trending at the moment. But with that, you want to be honest. You don't want to tag your video as something that is trending, but your video has nothing to do with, because You might think, oh, I'm getting all this exposure because it's the trending tag, but it's not what the viewer is looking for. They're going to click on 100 different videos before they choose yours, because those 100 different videos might describe what the tag is more than what your video is. So you want to be honest. Another example I could give you is if you were posting a video and it was a solo video, you're going to want to stay in the solo video tags. You wouldn't tag that video something that has to do with more than one person in the video, because, you know, put it from your perspective for a second. If you're on the hub and you want to watch a video with more than one person in it, you're not going to click on a video that comes up under one of those categories, but there's only one person in it. So definitely use tags that pertain to your video and will give you that type of exposure. You might see a bunch of videos that are getting featured at the moment and they fall under a specific category. You're like, oh, this is what is hot at the moment. I'm going to produce a video like all these other ones that are getting featured, thinking you might get featured, or you might have a higher chance of people liking your content. But the thing with that is there's so many other people thinking that same exact way that you're just going to have less exposure. Whereas if you were to be original and create a type of video that, like I said earlier, almost falls under a specific niche that isn't quite as popular at the moment, you are sticking out more. Think about it like this, for example. Pretend you have a bunch of marbles and there's a red jar and a blue jar, and you can clearly see that there's a lot more red marbles in the red jar than there is blue marbles in the blue jar, and you're seeing there's a lot more people picking from this red jar. So you might think, oh, there's a higher demand for red marbles, so I'm going to take a red marble and put it in this jar hoping somebody will pick it. Think about it this way though. With all the other red marbles in that jar, chances are somebody picking out of that red jar is going to pick a different marble. Whereas if you were to put a blue marble and put it in the blue jar, because there's less marbles in that jar, somebody that is specifically looking for a blue marble has a higher chance of picking your marble because there's less of that and that's what they're looking for. Another thing that people like is just be real. You know, a lot of people just want to see real content. I know you would think, oh, that's a job. I just want to get this over with and just produce this content. Like, no, enjoy yourself. Make it realistic. It seems like nowadays amateur content is becoming more and more popular because people want to see real stuff. Don't fake it. Really enjoy yourself. If you can't climax, I hope I can say that. If you can't climax, don't fake one, you know, just have fun with it. Just forget the camera's there. People want to see the real stuff. That's why people watch amateur stuff. They want to see real content. They don't want to see any of that fake content. One thing that I know a lot of newer models, and actually I feel like a lot of older models seem to struggle and worry about and put their main focus on when it comes to if you're doing well on the hub or not, is if they have, so each model's page has when you go onto their page, there's a ranking, and, you know, if you're doing the best, you're probably going to have ranking 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. A lot of people think that's what means that you're being successful on the site, which, don't get me wrong, that is a great accomplishment, but it really isn't the main thing to focus on. The way that their ranking ranks these models is based on popularity at the moment. So I've seen models that have had their videos featured and they started to do really well. So their ranking went up, and then about a week or two later it drops. And your ranking, it just shows your status for the moment. It doesn't ultimately show how you're doing on the site, because I've seen models with over 500k subscribers and they have a lower ranking than some of these models who haven't even hit 100k subscribers, but their ranking is higher. Don't focus on that, because that doesn't that doesn't mean, I mean, it does mean something, but it really doesn't, actually, if you really think about it. Another way of staying consistent is making sure that you have the time to film content for the hub and have the time to edit it, because there really is a process to produce a video. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, especially if you start to develop a fan base and a lot of these fans want exclusive content, or you make an OnlyFans and you're not just producing content for the hub, you've moved on to another platform like that, you're gonna be very busy when it comes to things like that. So you need to make sure that you're also getting the time to film and keep that revenue coming in from the hub too, because if you think, oh, I'm just making so much money off of OnlyFans, or I'm just making so much money off of exclusive content, I'm not going to focus as much on the hub, you can only get so far with that. You need to keep your fan base and subscribers coming in, because things happen. The same people aren't going to, they might be your fans, but they're not going to be buying content from you every month. You know, people have these lives, so you need to make sure that you are having a consistent income coming in. So a process of doing that would be getting more fans in, and the only way to do that is, well, I don't want to say the only way to do that is to post on the hub, because so many people are successful off of just doing exclusive content where they're not on the hub. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is make sure that you are, just as an adult entertainer, make sure that you are producing content, and make sure that even though if you're doing just exclusive work, make sure that you are getting a revenue coming in from that. Make sure that you are getting new and potential buyers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that I could answer all your questions. Bear with me, this was my first YouTube video. Definitely leave me feedback in the comments on what I need to improve on, or just what you thought of the video overall. I hope that I answered your questions. If you have any more questions that you want me to touch base on, or any types of videos you want me to do, definitely comment that below as well. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.